Hey guys, TieRiders2 here. Unfortunately, I gotta record yet again because my piece of shit, this computer, I just found out it was turned down. So just try it again. You gotta do the rambling again. If there's one thing I hate about doing rambling is that you have to keep doing them over and over. But yeah, this is just one of those. I guess I'll call them weekly ramblings. I just make videos just rambling about any random shit I just feel like rambling about. You have every right to watch. If you watch and complain about it, it's not my problem. That's, I guess, all I got to say about that. Um, yeah. Little classic Game Gear. I was talking about that I grew up with this and fuck, where I put it. Oh. And these two guys, in terms of handhelds, this is what I grew up with. I had Pokemon on this. Wherever I put Pokemon Silver, I put it in here, but that piece of shit game doesn't work anymore. I used to have a Game Boy camera on this thing. For those of you who don't know what that is, Game Boy camera is something you just simply put up here. You could take pictures of just about anything. This was before you could take pictures. This is before we had webcams, basically. Basically, what you did, you just took pictures and you just doodled. You didn't show up in color or anything like that, but you could do things like you could put your head on like bosses or certain games like that weird balls thing where you, what is it? You cup the ball. What was it? You stand here like this in the old Game Boy game, and you cup the balls like this, and then you would toss one up like a little bit, and every time they would fall forward, you'd catch another one. It would get faster and they get faster. Weird shit. I think it was a precursor to the WarioWare games back in the day. And again, I was never really pro Nintendo back in the day. I was pro Sega. Unlike most of you Super Nintendo or Nintendo nerds out there, I was a Sega kid. I was no Nintendo kid. For me, it was all about Sonic, Streets of Rage, Earthworm Jim. Yes, I know Earthworm Jim was also in the Super Nintendo, but I had the better version. Actually, the best version is Sega CD. All those other games, which, by the way, Earthworm Jim. Does anybody remember that old game, classic game, where basically you were basically a giant worm in a super suit? Well, not giant worm. You were a worm in a super suit fighting evil. It's pretty badass to me. Plus, yeah, it was. What else do I say? It's fucking badass. Though I finally played the Sega CD version. The Sega CD version was basically a special edition where it basically just had the oh yeah, its own arranged CD music and one extra level known as Big Broody. That Big Broody is basically this eerie um, lifeless stage. Basically, it's supposed to be an eerie landscape with this weird landscape music, sounds and everything. Kind of adds to the creepiness and the sense of dread and loneliness, which I kind of liked about Big Broody. Is it had, even though the creatures were kind of funny looking, it seemed very lonely out there. The background, I really love the background for it. At first, it sort of reminds you of. First, it sort of reminds me of New Junk City, except New Junk City didn't look nearly as deserted. Like, it looks like shit was going on in New Junk City. Whereas here is like this really eerie landscape. One side was this really creepy dark green, and then and background-wise, they have those real non-scrolling backgrounds. Which is another thing I liked about Earthworm Jim. You had these non-scrolling backgrounds. We had it was just one steady picture, but never scrolled with you while you were going along with it. Some would usually scroll really slowly. Big Broody did that. We would always go to this really black part of the sky, and there's this really small sun. Sort of reminds you of being on Pluto or something. It'd be that eerie living on Pluto. Damn, that'd be kind of creepy to think about. But I digress. um, that's what's awesome. And oh yeah, the plot was simple. Basically, go through everything as Earthworm Jim, and then you get to the final fight with Queen, pulsating, bloated, festering, sweaty, pus-filled mouthworm slug for about, yes, I know the entire name. Yes, it's actually, after a while, it sort of sticks into your head, and no, I didn't cheat if that's what you're wondering. After a while, you sort of get into it, but some people just call it Queen Slug for a butt for short. You know, I want to see that in a cosplay. I want to see Queen pulsating, bloated, festering, sweaty, pus-filled mouthworm slug for a butt in a cosplay. That'd be so hard to carry around, right? You couldn't even really walk that much. It'd be like wearing one of those horse suits where one guy has to stand like this for the one horse body and the other one has to, be the front of the horse. The other one has to be the back. But you'd have to have like 5 people, like what you would do with the Chinese dragon with some of those parties. Except they'd be in there, it'd probably be like fucking murder, and they're trying to walk just about everywhere, not being able to do anything. Well, you gotta find some way to keep your shit on though. That'd be so hard though if you were Queen Slug for a butt. Yeah, that's the short version. More bullshit talking. I hate going off on tangents. I was talking about Genesis, which, by the way, the 16-bit era kicked ass for me anyways. I always loved the 16-bit era. Loved it to death. But I think I talked about that in my last recording, or at least attempt at recording this. What I loved about it is that when you had multi-platform games, you would always tell one apart from the other because the other one always had something better about it. One in case in point, Batman and Robin. Batman and Robin had its own little system, everything, and this one had Jesper Kid doing the fucking composing, and was it badass? You bet your ass it was. It also had its own play style. It played differently. The other one, Super Nintendo version, had a bit of a beat 'em up-ish platformish thing. It's alright, but the Genesis version was pretty tough as nails. Yeah. Oh yeah, fuck. Damn, I hate doing that. Like, you sit here and I make these videos and then completely lose my train of thought. I'm too busy talking about this. Trying to recover what I say half the time. I hate that shit. Oh yeah, little FYI, I guess. My good friend Destiny, aka Daydream Fiction, drew her own little interpretation of one of my OC characters. Yes. I'm like one of those people on DeviantArt that makes their own characters and posts them. Except I'm not the kind of the asshole that puts characters in other shows and like puts them with random retarded ass relationships. I don't put some random character to fall in love with fucking Naruto. I don't put some fucking character to fall in love with Deadpool, because I don't do that. Now, one thing I do is I do characters killing other characters. So far, I've had my OC character Rina killing Orochimaru with the same thing that he's known for. She's got a long tongue like he does, except she can actually kill people with it, which is one thing that's always kind of bothered me about Orochimaru. It's like, the guy's not really all that great of a fighter. I mean, I personally hate Naruto, and you guys already know why I hate that character, but now that I look at him, he's not really that great of a fighter, because it's like, there's so many attempts he could use his tongue to like kill someone, like impale them. Like what the Lickers do in Resident Evil, just go and go straight through somebody's torso or something, tear them apart, gouge an eye out or something. No. That motherfucker turns his tongue into a snake and pukes out swords and shit. It's fucking like half the shit, and half the time the snakes don't do shit. Either it's duped by something, or maybe he winds up getting the shit scared out of him by that really retarded emo bitch Itachi. Or other occasions, like, the guy's not that great of a fighter. It's like, so many people like this character because I've never always questioned why people like that character. I mean, you guys already know why I hate him, and most of you know why I hate him. But he's not that great of a character now that I think about it. In terms of fighting, he's not very good. He's not really good of a fighter, I guess I should say. Because either one, he always gets his ass kicked, or he runs like a bitch. That's just something that I had on my mind. But yeah, I guess I might as well do some plugging. I have a DeviantArt page for those of you who want to check it out. I'll put the link down here as always. Go ahead and check out my OC characters. People are asking me for a backstory. I've been writing my own story so far. I guess I should give a backstory for all of them. However, these characters, the only time you'll see them with other characters is if they're fighting them or killing them. I already have like a little picture in my thought of my OC character Cameron fighting Roxanne Richard from Scott Pilgrim, and that's only because both of them are gay. Actually, Cameron is bi, but both of them are pretty much close to that, and they're both batshit insane. Except Cameron is a lot more bloodthirsty than our good friend Roxanne Richard. I'll show you a little picture. Here we go. That's the artwork right there. Yeah, I just finished that. That's basically Roxanne. That's Roxanne Richard right here. This is Roxanne Richard right here. You probably can't tell because her hair's not to the side, but I decided this would be my own little interpretation of her. That right there is my OC Cameron. I don't really want to post. I don't know if Destiny. If you watch this video, you don't mind. I post your little interpretation on my DeviantArt. I won't say it's from me. I didn't make it, but I'll at least post it and say I'll give the credit to you. You should get a DeviantArt, Destiny, aka Daydream Fiction, because that actually would benefit a lot of your findings. I think you can get money off that, can't you? I think you can pay for it. Like people pay people. You can pay people people will pay you for your art. That's what I was trying to say. Maybe you could do caricatures or something like that. That'd be an idea, I guess. But yeah, that's what I gotta say about that. I might go to a part 2. Yeah, I'm gonna go to a part 2. Hold on a second.